Right, this goes out to you, Billy Joe Saunders. My son Johnny carved you last night, 3 punches he put you in your arse. That's Canella betcha, and my son betcha, Johnny Dunn. He put you on your arse. My son Charles beat you, Aldi. 18 years of age, my son Charles is. He beat you like a jackass. And you, Martin Fury, Patrick beat you, and the worksman you had, would you? And my other young fella, 15 years of age, bet your cameraman. Bet him to death. You were ex-nicely, to keep it fair. Patrick told you he was a fair man, one of the fairest men in the country, everybody knows that. And myself. You were bet last night by my 4 sons. The oldest is 21 and the youngest is 15. And there's 2 in between. You were bet fair and square. Billy Joe was putting his arse. Aldi, if you wouldn't bet, show your face. Chad broke your nose and split your 2 eyes. Show your face. Billy Joe, you pull the knife. You drive it straight through my son's hand and out the far side. He'd a better chance to be a world champion boxer than you. God knows where his future's going now with the injury you give him in his hand. You drove a knife straight through his hand. You pulled the gun and you stuck it in my Patrick's face. He told you pull the trigger, but you never had the balls. You never had the balls to pull the trigger. You said you're coming down to this site to hit me anytime you want. Anytime you want, you're welcome. You fucking come. You fucking dirty load of shithouses, ye. Do you hear me? That's all you fucking are, is shithouses. There's none of you no good for nothing. You pulled your weapons. You got me sons arrested. You did it in a place. Clever chaps ye were, wasn't ye? God, you were clever chaps. All with those cameras on top of ye. Me 2 sons now, there's one in the hospital getting his hand fixed. And the other 2 is up in the police station over ye starting that fight in a public place. You dirty load of jackasses. You're a wanker, Billy Joe. You're a wanker. You were never no good. You needed a kick in the arse to get back in the gym and try and train for Canella. You fucking cokehead, ya. Cokehead, ya. My Johnny dropped you in 3 shots. And my Chad beat you, Aldi. My Patrick, there was 30 men into my Patrick. 30 men, including you, Martin, and you couldn't do nothing with him. I swear me babies in my father's grave. He hasn't got a scratch on his face. We're pedigree fighters, a long line of it from my mother's side and my father's side. You don't forget who you're with. You dirty bunch of pricks, ye. You were better at and put out of that public. You even run after you pulled your guns and pulled your knives. And you fat bastard, you to pull the gun, we know you as well. And you with the glasses, you're all known. And Lee, one of the Lees, you were there, we know who you are. You dirty load of tramps. Up ye, up the fucking Duns. Where the fucking Duns?
What's good, family? So mash the like button, subscribe, and lick off the bell. Wow, we got some breaking news right now. Your man's Billy down bad. Saunders, he going through it. And I hate to say it, but who told you this? Who told you that your man's Billy Ho Saunders was going all the way through it? No one else didn't. It was your man, no IB. I said, listen. He going around picking fights with old dudes and whatever else, and unfortunately, this family, the Duns, it sounds like Billy got his backside shown to him. You heard what my man said. My man said, listen, my 15-year-old son handed you your own backside, and that's why you pulled for the ting. Wow, Billy, you down bad. Getting whooped by minors, and then pulling the ting out. That's embarrassing. I thought you was meant to have hands. In fact, you ain't got no hands. You ain't got no power, and you ain't got no chin. That's what you ain't got. And now your eyes bust twice. Yeah? Facts. Mr. Dunn said, yeah? Mr. Dunn said his son had to go on you and put you down. Just like Alvarez did. And you wanted a way out again. Are you, is that you jacking again, Billy? Pulling for the tool? What's wrong with you? Tell I. We know what's wrong with Billy. Yeah? He going through it. Simple as that. He offered a sniff, and I think what happened was, I posted a video about 2 months ago now, and that's when Billy was fighting some old dude, who was like 65, 75-year-old, who'd been having heart attacks. And what's happened is, you see, Billy Ho got munched by Alvarez. Alvarez turned him out, yeah, 100%. Alvarez broke back mountain on him, yeah. Alvarez turned him into Shawshank Redemption, number 2. 100%. Starring in Shawshank Redemption number 2. With all the prison sisters. Yeah? And then, Billy has been trying to build his confidence ever since. And that's why you see him picking on old dudes and whatnot. However, where he came a cropper was, he was just... And to be honest, I feel a bit sorry for Billy. because he was just starting to build that confidence up. He was just trying to feel a bit normal again after whooping on a few old people who've had heart attacks. And then he obviously thought he saw something sweet in this young buck. Yeah? So wait there, Billy, you're going from whooping old dudes to picking on minors. But unfortunately, it sounds like you got the whooping of a lifetime. You was off the sniff, feeling yourself, and next thing you know, this 15-year-old minor give you the free bang, yeah? Give you the billabop, and that was it, you was got. And you, and we know what happened then. You was in your feelings, because 100%, if someone gives you the hands, and you end up pulling for the tool, that's how you know you've been got. Because no one don't pull a tool out, unless you know, think about it. If Billy could have done anything about it, with his hands, he'd use his hands. He knew he was got. And that shows you that a lot of these boxers, they talk a good game, but really, yeah, like John Fury, he talked a good game about the streets and whatnot, but when it comes to it, 15-year-olds stay getting off all over Billy Ho. It's a fact. Yeah? And you down bad right now, Billy. And to be honest with you, I do have to say that I'm kind of nervous now, to an extent, because I think to myself, what would have happened if me and Billy had a sparred and I'd have turned him out? Yeah? I'm not trying to... I thought that Billy was a boxing man, but it sounds like he's not. It sounds like he's been hanging around El Trapahan a little too much. Yeah? What happened to being a true fighting man? Yeah? You're a true bum. You're a true scary ass. I mean, who carries tools around the place? Damn you nervous. To be honest, we have, in my opinion, in my medical opinion, we have to blame Alvarez for this, because from what I've heard from some of the people close to Billy Joe Saunders, yeah, he's been suffering with night terrors, high-level deep anxiety, etc., etc. So listen, there's a such thing as a principle, or sorry, there's a medical term called pranghead. Yeah, if you're a pranghead, they're the ones who carry the tools and the sticks and whatever else, because they're prang. Yeah, man like YB got no tools, got no stick, because what does the YB need a tool for? Yeah. I got a left hook and I got a right hook. And there ain't one man born from his mother who can take two of them. That's what we do know. That's 100% confirmed. So all you scary asses running around with a tool and whatnot, that's because you're scary. That's because you ain't got no chin, like Billy. That's because you ain't got no pop. That's because you're slap, like Billy. Yeah? I come in there, and that's why, again, I told you, man, I'm grateful that for whatever reason, I didn't have to turn Billy Ho over, because who knows? I'm thinking about it now. If a 15-year-old can have Billy pulling for it, you best believe the YB probably would have been got, truth be known. Because the way I would have done Billy, yeah, 100%. Never mind pull it, he'd have to use it. He'd have been using it. That's how damn bad he would have been. Imagine that. Imagine getting turned out by a YouTuber. Wow. Imagine getting turned out by a squeaky-voiced YouTuber. You know it's going to be... You know YB going to be on a t-shirt. Yeah, rest in peace, YB. Billy got mad. Billy couldn't take the licks. 100%. But listen, Billy, get some help, lad. Yeah? My man, Mr. Dunn, has already exposed you. You're off the sniff. You've lost your identity. I understand it. And that's the thing. For years, Billy Ho Saunders talked about, Alvarez, your daughter can't look at you anymore. Shut the belt, and your daughter can't look at you anymore. That's what he was saying, 100%. Billy Ho Saunders was saying that Alvarez and his daughter can't look at him anymore because he dropped the belt. Yeah? Listen, Billy. What the truth is, the reason you're fighting old people and trying to fight minors and getting your ass whooped is because, never mind dropping the belt, you dropped your kegs for Alvarez. That's a fact. Yeah, Alvarez told you to turn around and throw it back and drop your kegs whilst you're at it. And that's what you did. 100%. That's what you call me a liar. Oops. Yeah? Alvarez told you, listen, Billy, I want you to turn around, drop them kegs of yours, and put it right up in the air for me. 100%. Throw it all the way back for me. Yeah? Throw it all the way back for Pappy. 100%. And what'd you do? What you... I'll tell you what you didn't do. You didn't say no. You went straight back to the corner with Ben. Ben was there. It was almost, in a way, it was almost like a freeway thing, because Ben was there, kind of playing with your hair and whatnot, whilst you was throwing it back for. Whilst you was throwing it back. Just think of the picture here. You got Ben, you got Billy throwing it back, and you got Alvarez hanging all the way out the back of Billy. 100%. Yeah, Ben's there like caressing the hair and Billy just taking it. That's what I'm just telling you what I saw. That's what I saw. Call me a liar. Did or did not Billy Ho Saunders turn around and run back to the corner? Yeah, 100%. That's what he did. He turned around and he threw it back. He didn't come out for the 9th round. Coming out for the 9th round would have been the equivalent of saying no Alvarez. I ain't dropping my kegs for you. No Alvarez. I'm not throwing it back for you. Did he do that? Did Billy Ho Saunders say no? No, he did not. Yeah, that booty went straight up in the air. Head down, ass up. That's what Billy be doing. And that's the thing, you see. When your kids have, I hate to think, especially when you've been talking that much, but when your kids end up seeing their pops in that kind of precarious situation, yeah, that there's what you call the definition of emasculation. Billy was emasculated there, 100% confirmed. I've never seen a man with his booty wide up in the air like that, 100%. At the request of another man. Wow, it's bad for Billy right now. Bad for Billy. So that's why people were confused. Why is he running around trying to catch some dubs and then losing against 15-year-olds? Now you know why. He's desperate right now. He's desperate trying to find his masculinity. Listen, Billy, I'll be honest with you. The only way you're going to genuinely find some of that masculinity back that Alvarez took from you. Sorry, tell a lie. Let me rephrase that. The only way you're going to find some of that masculinity, yeah, that Alvarez pushed in for you. Yeah, because any masculinity you had, Alvarez pushed it back in. 100%. Yeah, 100%. All your masculinity was sitting right on your ring piece. But guess what? Alvarez came along and pushed it right back in for you. And you ain't got none left. It's all gone. There's none left now. It's all in. It's all pushed in. Yeah, so the only way you can push it out right now is to go back and say, go back onto the trail and start gunning for Alvarez. That's the only way. Yeah, you can fight all the 70-year-olds and you can keep getting whooped by 15-year-old minors all you want. Yeah? You can keep being a super-duper pranghead who has to be tooled up fighting 15-year-olds. Wow, it's bad for Billy right now. It's bad. Imagine starting a scrap here with a 15-year-old and then pulling a tool out. Imagine how nervous you got to be. Because for me, yeah, I'm not saying that there isn't a 15-year-old on the planet that could give me the hands, but you best believe, if I get whooped by a 15-year-old, that's on me. Yeah, that says more about me than anything else. But then to take that whooping and then be so desperate for a one-up. Be so, what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah. Billy got... I'm trying to think of the word, but there's a certain word for it. What kind of man gets whooped by a 15-year-old and then is desperate to try and get the W? It's almost like, imagine playing football, yeah? Imagine playing football with I don't know, yeah. Imagine playing football with your kids and they score a goal. And then you start playing full energy. Proper trying to get one back. Taking it proper serious. Wow, that was your man Billy. But 10 times worse, or 1,000 times worse. You got whooped by a child. And then you pulled the thing out. And the worst thing is, arguably, you didn't even use it. So you were just a scary ass. You got whooped by a 15-year-old. And then you was just trying to play hard. Wow, it's bad for Billy. I'd have had more respect here to an extent if he'd have pulled it out and used it. At least then you can say, well, he's completely lost it. But now, what did that prove? Right there, you pulled the thing out. My man told you to use it. And again, you flopped. Billy, you stay flopping. You have got no go, have you? And I said, call me a liar. Who was the one who told you Billy Ho Saunders has absolutely no go? Yeah? Has none. Not even a bit of go does he have. Because if he did, rather than get hit once and throw it back for Alvarez in the corner, yeah, and drop his kegs, he'd have come out for the 9th round. He'd have tucked his elbows in and he'd have carried on slapping until he went cold out. Just like he told everyone else to do. Yeah? But he ain't got the minerals, he ain't got the go in him. He's the kind of guy who gets whooped by a 15-year-old and pulls a tool out, but is too shook to use it. He wants to... That sums Billy up. Billy is the kind of guy who wants to be hard. He wants to be hard, but he ain't got a bit hard in him. I tell a lie. In fact, I've lied again, people. I've lied again. Let me rephrase that. Yeah? Billy never used to have any heart in him until Alvarez came along. And you best believe Billy got a whole, tell a lie. Billy had a whole bunch of heart in him. You best believe that. On that night, I don't know about now, obviously, tell a lie, there's not much left. There's only some remnants left, but for the main, Billy Joe Saunders has never had any heart in him until Alvarez came along. And then you best believe, on that night, he had a whole bunch of heart in him. Yeah? All the heart was in him. All of Alvarez's heart was up inside Billy Joe Saunders from the back. Yeah? What was Billy going to do? I tell you a lie, you can pull ting. Yeah? Please, Billy, whatever you do, Billy, please do not pull the ting on the YB. Yeah? I'm not looking for no ting. Because you're scary, to be fair. Yeah? You all the way... What's happened? What's been proven here is Billy is all the way scary. Yeah? He's vulnerable. He's going through it. He's down all the way bad. He need help right now. Yeah? He need help. He need to get off the sniff. And you need to... I think, bottom line, you need to go to get... bottom line, all jokes aside. Yeah? All jokes aside. Billy Joe Saunders needs to get help. He ain't been seen since. He's wilding out, fighting 15-year-olds. It's gone from bad to worse. Yeah? You went from getting your back blown out by Canelo Alvarez on international TV to now getting whooped by 15-year-olds and pulling the thing out. Damn! Yeah? You need to get help, Billy. You're suffering. I understand. Listen, I can't listen. Whilst me and most others can't comment on what it feels like to have some next Don hang at the back of them. Yeah? I can only imagine and empathise how you must feel inside. I mean, I can only empathise with literally how your insides feel now that Alvarez chewed all them guts up for you. Yeah, because Alvarez, you best believe he was in the guts. Yeah, Alvarez stayed digging them guts out for you. No doubt. He is pushing all the guts in from the back. Yeah? So again, like I said, I wouldn't know anything about that personally, but I can empathise. Just because the YB hasn't personally experienced Alvarez digging his guts out, it don't mean that we can't have empathy. I've told you before, YB is one of the most merciful cats. Yeah? So you've got my full empathy. You've got my full sympathy, Billy Ho. I'm under no illusions that having some next Don ram and jam all them guts up for you from the back. That must be extremely painful, emotionally and otherwise. But guess what? You must get the healing. If you're not trying to fix yourself, what are you trying to do? And then you can keep trying to fight 15-year-olds and you can keep getting schooled by 15-year-olds and pulling things out and whatever else. And to be honest, all jokes aside, I think that the police need to look into this. Because, I'll be honest with you, I believe that two men should be able to have a fair fight without no police getting involved. Yeah? Now, I don't believe people should be knocked out and be kicked on the floor. I think that people should have a fair fight. Treat people how you wish to be treated, if that makes sense. So if two men want to have a fight, and you treat people fairly, i.e., if you get knocked out, you don't go mad and start stomping on someone. You know what I mean? You treat people, you take it as a fight, and you shake hands afterwards, essentially. I don't have a problem with that, and I think that the police shouldn't be called in that kind of situation. If two men want it, so be it. But if you square off with someone, as Billy Joe Saunders allegedly did, and you get whooped, and you pull a tool out, and you put the tool through someone's hand, now that can't work, I'm afraid to say. I don't care about, oh man, well, you a snitch. I don't care about snitching. How about that? That can't work. That's not good for society. I think that two men getting it on is good for society. Yeah? But pulling out tools, where's that going? That shows you're a scary ass person. And that in my opinion, that serves no purpose in society. Having to pull a weapon out. Yeah? Ultimately, yeah, If you're scared of losing a fight, don't fight. Bottom line. But don't be accepting a fight and then getting whooped and then being big mad about it. And again, I understand why you're big mad about it. I understand that you're getting flashbacks. I understand that when this 15-year-old was teeing off on you, you started having flashbacks of the things that Alvarez did to you, yeah? You started having flashbacks of them long strokes Alvarez was taking from the back, yeah? You started having flashbacks of all them guts he was pushing in and mixing up, yeah? So I understand that that's a different I mean, who are we even to judge? Unless you've walked in Billy Joe Saunders' shoes, yeah? Unless you've had your guts dug out by Alvarez, who are we to say that? You know, in fact, you know what? Let me rephrase my whole thing here, because truth be known, how are we to know how we would act? Yeah, let's assume that Alvarez had told me to throw it back and drop my kegs. Yeah, drop my kegs and throw it and throw it back. And let's assume that Alvarez stayed digging them guts out for a good 20 minutes on international TV. Who's to say that we wouldn't get whooped by a 15-year-old, have flashbacks, and start pulling a tool out and trying to tool a man's hand up? Who knows? So ultimately here, people, the story, or the kind of the moral of this story is, people around Billy, stop giving him sniff. And this is the problem, you see. A lot of the time, we know that El Trapahan has got the sources. So the problem is, Billy, he's not only got psychological issues anyway, psychological traumas, he's then fueling those traumas with the A1 Colombian from, you know what I'm saying? The A1 Colombian from El Trapahan. It wouldn't be so bad if, for example, let's say Billy Ho was getting some bish bash bosh. Yeah, let's say he was getting the meaty. It wouldn't be so bad. But my man, Billy Ho, he off the A1. Yeah, he off the A++. And the A++, that's no good if you got traumas. The A++, you must be psychologically sound. Yeah? People like Billy shouldn't be on the El Trapahan A++. That's what cooks your head even more. You should know this, Billy. Yeah? You've been off the El Trapahan. El Trapahan got that A1 from the Colombians. Yeah? And you've been feeding yourself too nicely. And it's all cooked your head up. So right now we must pray for Billy. Pray he gets some help. And the people around him, yeah, stop fueling him with the El Trapahan A++ and get him some help. But you see, the reason is things like this happen. The reason people around Billy are fueling him with El Trapahan's A1 is because, guess what? Billy is the cash man. So when Billy's off to A1 and he's wilding out, you best believe people around Billy, they're in his pockets, yeah? They're in the bank card, etc., etc. It's easy to take from a man when he's psychologically compromised and you're fueling him off to A1. Yeah? Because we know Billy got them A1 bricks. He ain't messing with the meaty. He got a HQ. He got the A11. The AAA. Yeah? And most of us can only dream of what the AAA is, but Billy, he got that on tap from El Trapahan, 100%. But a truckload. Yeah? What, you thought that El Trapahan what, you thought El Trapahan buying billions of dollars of real estate? Listen, what we know is you ain't making billions of dollars selling the C+ or the C-. Yeah? In that game, the only way you're making billions is when you're bringing in the A1. Yeah? The Fiend. Billy 100%, he off the Fiend. Yeah? You got them cravings. No doubt.